Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, board certified family physician. And today we're talking about something that's probably part of your daily routine: coffee. That morning cup you rely on to wake up, well, it might not be helping you fight disease the way you think. In fact, done the wrong way, it could actually be doing the opposite. Sounds a little scary, right? Let's break it down. We've all seen the headlines. There's a ton of research out there showing coffee can lower your risk for liver cancer, colon cancer, even breast cancer. It can help with fatty liver, and some studies suggest it may even slow down Alzheimer's. But here's the uncomfortable truth: most people aren't drinking coffee in a way that actually gives them those benefits. Instead, they might be undoing all the good, and in some cases, even causing harm. So what's really going on? It all comes down to a superhero compound in coffee called chlorogenic acid. This is a powerful antioxidant. Think of it as your body's cleanup crew sweeping away free radicals. But here's the catch: chlorogenic acid is incredibly delicate. It's fragile, from the way the beans are roasted and stored to how hot you drink it and what you pair it with. One wrong move at any step, and that protective compound disappears, and in some cases you might even be creating compounds that can stress your kidneys. In this video, I want to pull back the curtain. I want to uncover the mistakes we all make without even realizing it, and more importantly, how to turn your daily cup into a true cancer-fighting ally. Before we dive in, if you're serious about your health, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. And if any of this resonates with you, drop a 1 in the comments below. If you're dealing with similar health issues, let me know. I can't give personal medical advice, but I'll do my best to point you in the right direction. The roast mistake. Do you love that dark, smoky, almost burnt flavor? The kind that smells intensely rich and tastes so bold? I get it. A lot of my patients tell me they feel like that's what real coffee should taste like. But here's what the science says: that deep roasting process destroys chlorogenic acid. Medical research has found that the darker the roast, the blacker the bean, the more bitter the taste, the less of that cancer-fighting antioxidant remains. We're literally roasting away the health benefits in pursuit of that bold flavor. We chase that rich, full-bodied taste, but we're baking out the most valuable health component. For the most health benefits, you actually want a lighter roast. One that's more acidic, maybe with a fruity or floral note. That's where the good stuff is. Storage matters. Once you've chosen your beans, how you store them is a whole other lesson. If you live in a humid climate or even just have a humid kitchen, that open bag of coffee is like a sponge soaking up moisture from the air, and if it gets damp, it can develop a very nasty type of mold. That mold produces something called ochratoxin A. This is a toxin that doctors call a kidney killer. It can stress your kidneys, damage kidney function over time, and in high amounts may even increase cancer risk. Experts recommend that once you open a bag of ground coffee, you should finish it within 10 to 14 days if you keep it at room temperature, if you use a vacuum sealed container or an airtight bag. You can stretch that to maybe a month, the creamer trap. Now, let's talk about those convenient little packets, the instant 3-in-1 mixes. Take a moment and actually flip the package over. Look at the ingredients list. More often than not, the first ingredient isn't coffee. It's sugar and a creamer, and that creamer, a lot of the time, it's made with partially hydrogenated oils, a source of trans fats. Those are the fats that can clog your arteries. I had a patient, a gentleman, who loved his coffee with those little creamer cups, the kind with the non-dairy creamer. Over the course of a year, his LDL, the bad cholesterol, shot up by 60 points. The only major change in his lifestyle, that daily coffee ritual with the creamer. But those are just the appetizers. What's really scary is what I'm about to share with you: the 5 deadly coffee companions. These are things we combine with coffee without even thinking, and they're silently canceling out all the benefits, even turning coffee into something that harms our health. Let's see how many of these you might be doing. The worst coffee combinations. Let's start from number 5 and work our way up. 5. Taking your supplements with coffee. Picture this: you're rushing to get out the door in the morning. You have a hot cup of coffee in one hand and a handful of supplements, calcium, iron, zinc, magnesium, a B complex, in the other. To save time, you swallow them all down with a big gulp of coffee. This little move seems completely harmless, right? But here's what's happening that makes your money go down the drain. Coffee contains tannins and caffeine. The tannins act like little thieves. They grab onto the iron and calcium you just took and prevent your body from absorbing them. They just get flushed right out. And the caffeine, it's a diuretic, which means it speeds up how quickly your body gets rid of water-soluble vitamins like your B vitamins. So you're working hard to supplement, and your coffee is working just as hard to escort them out the door. Doesn't that feel like a waste? So what's the correct way? It's very simple. Remember this one principle: separate your coffee and your supplements by at least 1 hour. Let them work different shifts so they don't interfere with each other. 4. Pairing coffee with high dose caffeine sources. It's the afternoon slump, you grab a coffee and maybe a piece of rich dark chocolate or an energy drink or a strong black tea. Double the caffeine, double the energy, double the enjoyment, right? Be careful, this might be double the burden. The issue here is caffeine stacking. Your body has a limit on how much caffeine it can handle at once. A standard 12-ounce cup of black coffee has about 100 milligrams of caffeine. A 1 ounce square of 70% dark chocolate can have 25 to 40 milligrams of caffeine. And if you add an energy drink or a strong milk tea, those have significant caffeine too. When you stack all of these within a short period, your blood caffeine level spikes. Suddenly, you're not feeling energized, you're feeling jittery. Your heart is racing, your hands are shaking, you might feel dizzy or restless, and later you're tossing and turning all night, wondering why you can't sleep. Many people think something is wrong with their health, but often it's just too much caffeine too fast. It's like pushing your car's engine right up to the red line once in a while, maybe. Okay, but doing this regularly, your body is going to start sending you warning signs. 3, mixing coffee and alcohol. This one is popular: going to a bar or restaurant, finishing a nice dinner, and ordering an espresso to sober up, or maybe you enjoy a cocktail with coffee in it. It feels sophisticated, but if this is your habit, you need to pay attention. Coffee and alcohol together are basically a nightmare for your liver. Here's the not so fun science behind it. When we drink alcohol, our liver goes to work producing an enzyme to break it down, but when caffeine enters your system, it actually inhibits that enzyme. So what happens? The alcohol breaks down more slowly. It stays in your bloodstream longer, and your blood alcohol concentration stays higher for longer. This creates two serious problems. First, you might feel less drunk because the caffeine stimulating effects mask the sedative effects of alcohol, so you end up drinking more than you realize, sometimes a lot more, without feeling it. That means double the damage to your liver. Second, your body, in its effort to process all that alcohol, starts converting it into fat and storing it, especially right around your belly. So those who regularly have a coffee after a few drinks often find their fatty liver getting worse and their waistline getting bigger. 2, coffee and cigarettes. If coffee with alcohol is double the damage, coffee with cigarettes is practically pushing your body off a cliff. This is one of the combinations that breaks my heart as a doctor. Research has found that people who smoke and also drink a lot of coffee have a significantly higher risk of esophageal cancer. We're talking 4 to 5 times higher than those who don't combine them. Why is this combination so dangerous? Your body uses the same enzyme system in your liver, an enzyme called CYP1A2, to metabolize both nicotine and caffeine. When you're drinking coffee and smoking at the same time, your body has to work overtime to process both. The nicotine gets cleared out of your system faster than usual. So your nicotine level drops quickly, and what happens? You want another cigarette. This is why so many smokers I know say that when they're having coffee, they unconsciously smoke more. More cigarettes mean more tar and nicotine damaging your esophagus and lungs. And that's how cancer risk skyrockets. So please remember this: coffee and cigarettes should never, ever be in your hands at the same time. 1, drinking your coffee scorching hot. And finally, we've reached the most dangerous, deadly companion of all. You might have guessed a lot of things, but I bet you didn't guess this one. Number 1 is temperature. That's right. The temperature of the coffee in your hand. The World Health Organization, through its International Agency for Research on Cancer, has classified any beverage consumed above 149 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 65 degrees Celsius, as probably carcinogenic to humans. It's classified as a group 2A carcinogen. What does that mean? It means there's strong evidence that it causes cancer in animals, and it's likely to cause cancer in humans as well. Think about this. Your esophagus is incredibly delicate. The lining of your esophagus is like soft tofu. It's that fragile. Are you really pouring water hotter than 160 degrees over it every single day? Freshly brewed coffee is often between 180 and 200 degrees. With every sip, you're scalding that esophageal lining. Once, twice, your body can repair that. But over months and years of repeated burning, that delicate tissue is constantly being damaged and trying to heal. Every time it heals, there's a chance for a cell to mutate. And that's how esophageal cancer develops. It's not coffee itself, that's the problem. It's the heat, and this applies to hot tea, hot soup, anything you drink piping hot. So what can you do? It's simple. Give yourself a little patience. After you pour your coffee, wait 5 to 10 minutes. If you want to be sure, buy a little food thermometer, wait until it drops below 140 degrees or 60 degrees Celsius. That small habit could be one of the most important steps you take to protect yourself from esophageal cancer. This is the golden rules of healthy coffee. Okay, after hearing all these scary warnings, you might be thinking, is coffee even drinkable anymore? Don't worry. Now I'm going to give you 4 golden rules that if you follow them, you can enjoy your coffee with confidence and actually get all the real benefits. Rule 1, master the golden time. Stop drinking coffee the second you wake up. A lot of people have this habit, their eyes open, and the first thing they do is make coffee. They feel like they can't function without it. But honestly, this habit isn't really based on science. Here's what's happening in your body. When you wake up in the morning, your body naturally releases cortisol. Cortisol is your body's natural alertness hormone. It's nature's own coffee. Your cortisol levels are highest between about 8 and 9 a.m. If you drink coffee during that peak, the caffeine's effect is actually reduced. Plus, you're interfering with your body's natural rhythm of regulating your own energy. So, what's the smarter way to drink coffee? Wait about an hour to an hour and a half after waking up. That's when your cortisol levels start to naturally dip. For example, if you wake up at 7 a.m., have your first cup around 8:30. That way the caffeine kicks in right when your natural energy is starting to fade, giving you sustained alertness throughout the day. Now, what about that afternoon slump? Here's a little pro tip I share with my patients. Try what I call a green tea latte at home. Mix half green tea with half black coffee. There are 2 big benefits here. First, you're cutting your caffeine intake in half so you won't be up all night. Second, green tea contains L-theanine, a compound that promotes calmness and relaxation. It actually balances out the stimulating effects of caffeine, so you get the alertness without the jitters. You get the best of both worlds. Rule 2, make the golden choice. Learn to read the roast level. Like I mentioned earlier, the real health benefits of coffee, that chlorogenic acid, are mostly found in lightly roasted beans. So when you're buying coffee beans or ground coffee, don't just look at the origin or the brand. Look for the roast level on the packaging. Choose light roast or cinnamon roast. These have the highest amount of chlorogenic acid. If you can't find those, the next best option is medium roast. Try to avoid those dark, oily charcoal roasted beans that smell intensely smoky. Remember, what we're after is health benefits, not just bitter flavor. Rule 3, learn the golden pairings. Since we know that those 3 in 1 Pascat, Seacats, and Creamer cups are landmines, what can we actually add to coffee? I've got 2 great recommendations. My first choice is unsweetened soy milk. Soy milk gives you high quality plant protein and soy isoflavones, which have benefits for heart and bone health, especially as we get older. It has a nice creamy flavor that pairs really well with coffee. And here's an extra bonus. The protein in soy milk actually helps slow down how quickly your body absorbs caffeine. So your energy boost is smoother and lasts longer. Without that sudden spike that makes your heart race, my second recommendation is a sprinkle of cinnamon. A number of studies have found that cinnamon can help stabilize blood sugar, which is especially helpful for preventing or managing type 2 diabetes. Plus, it adds a wonderful warm flavor without adding any sugar. Now, if you don't have lactose intolerance, a splash of regular milk is perfectly fine. But remember, the foundation should be black coffee. These additions are just enhancements. We don't want to turn a healthy cup of black coffee into a high-calorie latte. Don't let the additions become the main event. Rule 4, follow the golden dose. How much coffee is just right? Even the best things can become harmful if we overdo them. Coffee is no exception. For healthy adults, the general recommendation is to keep your total daily caffeine intake under 300 to 400 milligrams. What does that look like? A standard 8-ounce cup of brewed black coffee has about 100 milligrams of caffeine, so 2 to 3 cups a day is a safe and beneficial range for most people. Now, I want to give a special note for those of you who have high cholesterol. Unfiltered coffee, like espresso or French press, contains compounds called cafestyl and cowheel. These can actually raise your LDL, your bad cholesterol. The fix is easy. Switch to filtered coffee. Use a paper filter with your drip machine or a pour over. The paper filter traps most of those oils, so you can enjoy your coffee without worrying about your cholesterol levels. The coffee gene is your body made for coffee. Now, at this point, some of you might be thinking, wait a minute, I've been following all your advice. I'm doing everything right. So why do I still feel jittery, get headaches, or just feel awful after coffee? If that's you, congratulations. You've just asked the most important question. This tells us that we need to do a little coffee genetics test to see if your body was actually designed to handle coffee. Deep in our DNA, we all have a gene called CYP1A2. This gene controls how quickly our bodies metabolize caffeine. Some people are what we call fast metabolizers. Their CYP1A2 gene is strong, so they break down caffeine quickly. They can drink several cups of coffee and feel fine, but others are slow metabolizers. Their gene is naturally weaker, so caffeine stays in their system much longer. For them, even a small amount of coffee can cause heart palpitations, hand tremors, headaches, insomnia, and even digestive issues. There's no good or bad here, it's purely genetics. If you discover that you're one of those sensitive types, don't force it. You can get the same antioxidants and health benefits from other foods like fruits, vegetables, and berries. Beyond genetics, if you have any of the following conditions, you need to be especially careful with coffee. It's best to talk with your doctor first. Hyperthyroidism, coffee can make your heart race and your hands shake even more. Heart arrhythmias, caffeine is a stimulant that can trigger irregular heartbeats. Autonomic nervous system disorders, caffeine can overstimulate your system and make symptoms worse. Glaucoma, caffeine can temporarily increase eye pressure. Severe osteoporosis, coffee can accelerate calcium loss. If you're not getting enough calcium, this could worsen bone density issues. GERD or stomach ulcers, coffee stimulates stomach acid production, which can make these conditions much more uncomfortable. And for certain groups, there are strict limits if you're pregnant or breastfeeding. It's recommended to keep caffeine under 200 milligrams a day. That's about 1.5 cups of coffee. For teenagers, it's best to keep it under 100 milligrams a day because caffeine can affect sleep and bone development. And for children under 12, it's best to avoid coffee altogether. Conclusion. So we've covered a lot today. We started with the misconceptions about coffee, went through the 5 deadly companions, and then gave you the 4 golden rules to get it right. I hope now you understand that coffee itself, it's neither an angel nor a demon. It's a double-edged sword. Whether it helps you or harms you, that power is entirely in your hands. When you choose the right beans, use the right methods, avoid the wrong combinations, and drink it at the right time, coffee becomes a powerful partner in fighting aging and preventing disease. But if you keep treating it the wrong way, drinking it scalding hot, loading it with creamers, pairing it with cigarettes, then yes, it can genuinely become a threat to your health. So here's my challenge to you today. Go look at your coffee setup at home. Is it time to swap out that dark roast? Maybe toss those 3-in-1 mixes, chemical packets in the trash. And the next time you pour yourself a cup, Give it a few extra minutes to cool down. Most importantly, share this video with your family and friends who love coffee. Remind them, don't let an innocent habit turn into something that harms your health. Let's all be smart coffee drinkers. Let's enjoy the real benefits this amazing beverage can offer. This is for educational purposes only. Always consult your own doctor before making changes. If you're dealing with any health concerns, please schedule a visit with your primary care doctor. I'm here to help you understand the science, not replace professional medical advice. Wishing you all good health, energy, and a happy life. Take care.